Shalom, your brother Dawud Dah here from GMS Temple Base 07, coming back at you with some more of these here news articles. Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught me the truth and that rule well, and salutation and much love for you, I can push and truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. Alright, jumping back into these here articles, dealing with Iran, not really dealing with Iran, dealing with Israel and America pushing up, trying to move into Iran, moving to the next phase. Alright? It says, this here article says, Iran will remain in a nuclear deal. U.S. withdraw illegal. All right. President Donald Trump's decision to pull the U.S. out of the Iranian nuclear deal is illegal. All right. And again, as you read in the scriptures about all the broken treaties that Esau has, all right, it says, pulling out of the nuclear deal is illegal, illegitimate, and violates international agreements, says Iranian President Hassan Rouhani in a televised address. Rouhani said that Iran has always complied with the nuclear deal and is going to stay in the accord despite the U.S. pullout. All right, so they're going out publicly saying, "Look, we're gonna still, abide by this nuclear deal, man. I don't know what y'all talking about. We trying to get nukes, bro. We need energy over here. All right, they need to move themselves into the modern day. All right." Says Rouhani said that hang on. The Iranian Foreign Ministry was instructed to hold talks on a nuclear deal with the EU, Russia, and China within a few weeks. If we achieve the deal's goal in cooperation with other members of the deal, it will remain in place. By exiting the deal, America has officially undermined its commitment to international treaty, Rouhani said. All right, and to bring that out, I want to say, hold on. I'm going to read this too. It says, damn. It says, for 40 years we said and repeated that Iran has always abided by its commitments, and the U.S. never complies. All right? Again, this goddamn devil is being exposed. All right? It says, Rouhani said, over our 40-year history shows us Americans have been aggressive towards the great people of Iran and our region. All right? Fuck what this guy says, man. Fuck what Rouhani said, because we ain't with them or no shit like that. We're not trying to get him no credence. But the facts are the facts, all right? Like I said, fuck what this guy said. You don't got to believe this guy, none of the shit he say. Look at the history. Look at their history. Look at the facts. Show me the last people that they invaded. Actually, in fact, I think the last place they was in war was, I want to say in Iraq. Something happened in Iraq. I can't quite recall the exact details of all that, but it was in Iraq, I believe, But nevertheless, shit, it's been a while since the last time. I forgot the amount of years since Iran has even invaded anybody, all right? So they're not a threat at all, that's not a country you hear about going to war, no shit like that. That's just like saying Mexico is a threat to somebody. Mexico's not a threat to nobody militarily. Mexico can't even get their own shit together, So for you to sit here and be talking about, oh, we threatened by Mexico, then, you just basically out of your mind, because they're not really a threat to nobody. Now, Mexico is somewhat a threat, but because of their location, all right, and their ties with, like, Russia and all of them, that's why Donald Trump don't want to build this wall. Not for the Mexicans not coming in, but for an invasion from their so-called enemies. Not the Mexicans, but the Mexicans would allow them to go through there, because the Mexicans remember and realize, and they're looking around and seeing what America's doing to their country, all right? Since 40 years, we've said and repeated that Iran is always abides by its commitments, and the U.S. never complies, Rouhani said. Our 40-year history shows us Americans have been aggressive towards the great people of Iran and the region, he added, citing the U.S. coup against the government of Mohammed Mogadishu in 1953. And I believe that was when they set up, what was that guy's name? What was his name? I think he was the Sheikh or some shit like that. I forgot what his name was. But nevertheless, they put this guy up, and that's where, you had the Iranian Revolution right after that, and this is how they wound up having an Ayatollah now, all right? The so-called supreme leader. But again, just looking at that, I'm not quite sure if the new regime that they got over there now, since that coup overturned, if they still have Americans in there, I mean, just looking at how America gets down, people knew that America had set up a puppet government over there, all right? That don't look so good for America. So what would America do to kind of save face? They'd be like, all right, well, we'll so-called make it so that the Iranian people will overthrow what we set up, okay? Make it look like they prevailed and they got going on what they got going on, but now they're a threat. When in reality, all they have to do to calm down the situation is put their so-called Asian provocateurs out there, make them seem like they overthrew the government, and put up somebody that they put in place, all right? Basically the same shit that happened with the Kim Jong-il and his peoples and their family. That's how America set them up back in those days, all right? And same with Bashar al-Assad and his people, all right? Despite what you think, those people are, like, I believe Bashar al-Assad is a fucking Edomite, first of all. Like, you know, it ain't nothing for them to so-called mix these people and give them their so-called looks and this and that to make it seem like that they the same people. But America sets these people up, all right? They CIA operatives, all right? But nevertheless, like they say here, he added, citing the CIA coup against the government of Mohammed Mogadishu in 1953, the U.S. support for the Iranian monarchy, Washington aid to Iraq, and attacking Iran in the 1980s, and other examples. See, that's what I was saying. Speaking about with the war, where Iran was warring with Iraq. All right. This is a psychological war. We don't allow Trump to win. I'm happy that the pesky being has left. I'm not quite sure what they were trying to say that. Using the Persian acronym for the nuclear deal. From now on, this is an agreement between Iran and 5 countries. From now on, the P5+1 has lost its one, and we'll have to wait to see how the others react. So you see here, Iran is not no bully or no threat to nobody. They trying to do everything by the rules and the laws set by you goddamn Edomites. Even remembering that you goddamn Edomites went over there and fucked their whole country up. All right, you went inside somebody else's house and fucked up all their credit and started, like, you just stole somebody's identity, right? Went over there, took their credit cards, maxed all their shit out, didn't pay none of the bills on their house, and this, and that. Now this person came back from vacation, like, why I got all these high credit card bills, all my credit cards maxed out, lights cut off, and this, and that. The hell happened to my mortgage? How I got an eviction notice? What the hell happened? I didn't fuck up my credit. Somebody else stole my shit and fucked up my credit. All right? And here you go, these fucking rat bastards in the mix. You know, talking about the Iranian deal and how they feel threatened. Anytime you see that rat bastard on TV, man, somebody just needs to take a baseball bat to his fucking face, man. I can't stand people like that. Oh, they want to kill us. You guys should feel... Man, stand the fuck up, man. Be a man. If they're really that much of a threat to you, stick your chest out, go over there and blow their ass the fuck up. But what? You know how people was going to react to you. You know everybody going to come down on your ass. So what you got to do, play the victim role so everybody will feel bad for you first. Then you can go over there and strike and nobody ain't going to say nothing about it. These goddamn devils, man. High levels of sanctions on Iran, what it means for Tehran and others. U.S. President Donald Trump said he will renew sanctions on Iran, bringing them to the highest level, following the announcements that U.S. will leave the Iran deal signed by the Obama administration, all right? Basically, you know, when you read about that beast, you know, whoever wouldn't worship the beast, they should be killed, all right? And you see this here. This is what these fucking sanctions are. Look, if you don't want to do what we want to tell you to do, we're going to hit you with these sanctions. All right? And what is a sanction? All right? Basically, what a sanction is one person, whoever the authoritative figure is, in this case, America, is telling another country, somebody who's far inferior to them, all right, you can't do this, you can't do that. Telling them what they can and can't do with their own shit. You know, let's say, for instance, Iran has their own oil or some shit like that. Whatever they got. They own, let's say Iran is making their own sneakers, right? They own sneakers in Iran. They don't need no other country to produce these sneakers. These are the new Iranian Rouhani number 23s, whatever. It's all American, not all Iranian made. America has, not they have, right, but they'll say with these sanctions, look, we're going to put sanctions on that shoe company, the Rouhani 23s, you know, just making that shit up, you know. We're going to put sanctions on Rouhani's 23s so y'all can't sell this shit no more. We're going to freeze all the assets to this company. But wait a minute. That company ain't got shit to do with you. Your hands ain't in there. But how you going to go over there and tell them they can't deal and do what they got to do with their own shit? All right? Like me coming to your house and, hey, bro, you can't use this stove no more. All right? But I don't pay no bills at your house. I don't got shit to do with your house. And I'm telling you, you can't use the stove no more. So now you and your family got to sit there and either go out to eat every night, which is going to cost you more money, or just starve to death. All right? This some bullshit. But, yo, if you don't want to do what we got to do, you're going to be put to death. They're not necessarily going over there bombing them off rip, but they're putting sanctions on them, weakening them first, and wage a war on them, all right? Boom. It says, U.S. wants Iraqi-style regime change in Iran. I shouldn't even have to read this here article. Nobody should have to break down who the fuck the devil is, all right? U.S. wants Iraqi-style regime change in Iran. That's like me saying, I want your wife to put this here outfit on. Now, this is, fuck that. I'm going to use this example because this is an abomination, first of all. You shouldn't be doing this. But this is exactly what they saying. Like, yo, I want your wife to put this here, this sexy-ass lingerie on and go out there and sell her stuff on Facebook or whatever fucking website. I want your wife to put this lingerie on and start live streaming her dancing naked and shit, and I'm going to collect the money off of it. All right? But how the fuck do I got the right to come in your house and tell you what your wife's finna be doing? First of all, that's your wife. That's your house. You the one took her as your wife, and you wed her, you take care of her, and you pay the bills in your house. I got my house over here. I need to be worried about what I got going on. But yet, how the fuck do I got the right to tell you what you going to be doing in your house? Ain't you the man of your own household? Let me mind my business and you mind your business. And I shouldn't have the right to be telling you what to do with your wife. That's your wife. I shouldn't be fornicating with your woman to begin with. That's an abomination before the Lord. Same here. It says, U.S. wants Iraqi-style regime change in Iran. I don't want that nigga to be the head of the household no more. This nigga got to be the head of the household now. This nigga going to be fucking your wife from now on. That's what they saying, man. This is what these damn devils is saying, man. It says the U.S. withdrawal from the nuclear deal with Tehran on Tuesday is the first step in America's plan for a regime change in Iran carried out in accordance with the Iraqi scenario in the Middle East. This guy told RT. What the fuck? The whole world knows, like, look, bruh, how the fuck you gonna tell somebody they need regime change, man? Let these Iranians say, look, bruh, fuck Donald Trump. If Donald Trump's still president by tomorrow, we're gonna come blow America off the face of the earth. Every goddamn human being on American soil will be drafted into the military. We'll be dropping nukes over there the next day. Say it ain't so. We over there doing this now over some bullshit that's got over a chemical attack in Syria. The Syrians ain't Americans. They ain't paying taxes over here. We don't give a fuck about them. But yet America going over there bombing because of, we blowing up Syria because Syria getting blown up. Don't make no fucking sense. But yet at the same time, the hypocrisy of these damn devils, all right, they got the right to say, look, we don't like the Iranians who lead in Iran, the ones that they didn't put in place, but we don't like them niggas ruling over their own people. So we're going to put up whoever we want to rule these people and steal their country. Like, if I have to break this shit down, like, your ass is fucking retarded. Like, come on, bro. Like, you wouldn't, just put it in your own shoes, man. You wouldn't want no other man to come into your house where you go to work and pay the fucking mortgage at, all right, and tell your wife what the fuck's, nah, bitch, you ain't cooking spaghetti tonight. You going to cook what the fuck I want to eat. All right? Fuck that. Like in the Israelite house, we don't eat pork over here, right? But you going to come up in my house like, you know what, we want some pork, whatever, pork chops. Nah, bitch, we don't eat pork chops over, we going to eat pork chops over here. If you got something to say, we're going to kill your ass. All right? This is what America's saying, man. This is the hypocrisy of this goddamn devil. All right? This ain't, man, if you're still back in America, man, this is why the brothers out there saying death to America, because of shit like this, man. If we don't push for these other countries to come do it, they're going to do it anyway. This is what's getting all these other countries stirred up. This was bringing all these nations down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, all right? It says, if one listens carefully to what Trump is saying, really, the U.S. is not only withdrawn from the multilateral international agreement unilaterally, scrapping it, but it also actually is threatening a regime change in Iran. So, not only are you not upholding your side of the commitment, what happens if Iran would have stepped outside of the goddamn Iranian nuclear deal? They would have been blown off the face of the earth, all right? If they wouldn't have just allowed y'all to inspect or report it, or if they would have missed a dot or an I or missed a signature or a date on a piece of paper, y'all would have blown them off the face of the earth. But yet, America pulls out of the fucking deal, all right? Oh, y'all cannot be non-compliant, but can't nobody say nothing about it. Not only can you be non-compliant, you can put more sanctions on them, worse sanctions than beforehand, and then say, look, bruh, y'all time is only limited. We coming over there, we stealing all y'all shit. You're not even coming up with no bullshit like, oh, some terrorists, we got to go over here. They got weapons of mass destruction like you did Saddam Hussein. No, you flat out coming out saying, look, no, we about to steal your shit next. It's only a matter of days before we steal your shit. We coming for your ass, all right? But yet people will be like, oh, y'all over here on the Iranian side, what are you taking up for these Muslims for? Fuck these Muslims. They all fucking terrorists, ragheads. No, bitch. Look what you doing to them. All right? Anybody in their right mind, you push upon them enough, they're going to snap back, you know? Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. Obviously, these people wise enough to see that what y'all doing to their ass. All right? The tone of Trump's speech, the words he used are reminiscent of George Bush Jr.'s speech before the U.S.-led invasion in 2003 when lies were used to launch a genocidal. What does genocidal mean? Geno, meaning dealing with the genes, the genomes of the human beings. Side means to kill, or basically to take life from. Like suicide, you know, one's taking his own life, all right? Genocide, you annihilating and exterminating an entire specific gene, all right? And the specific gene you're trying to annihilate is the Iranian, you're trying to annihilate the Iranian gene right now. But they bringing out what you did to the Iraqi people. And look at Iraq right now, all right? You just stole a whole other fucking country. Then the other day talking about, Syria's getting bombed right now by a Iraqi-led airstrike. But wait a minute, Iraq ain't got no fucking military, goddammit. Iraqi military was disbanded while Saddam Hussein was still alive. You motherfuckers went over there and stole the shit. Then you went over there and you trained these motherfuckers. Then you the ones over here leading all these people, so they higher ups as you Americans. So who the fuck is really bombing Syria? It's America's proxy, Iraq. This is what happens. This is what it looks like when America's still countries. They don't rename them to America. No, they leave them with their fucking name. Then they put a puppet up over there, but, this is the American-backed regime of Iraq. The American-backed military in Iraq. But now, you'd be like, America didn't strike Syria. No, it was Iraq. So if anything was to come back in publicity, you'd be like, Syria is retaliated against the airstrike in Iraq on the Iraqis. You're not taking no casualties. You letting these Arabs kill other Arabs over your bullshit, and at the end of the day, they ain't reaping the benefits. You are. You're just demonizing these people. All right? It says, the tone in his speech, in Trump's speech, the words he used are reminiscent of George Bush Jr.'s speech before the U.S.-led invasion in 2003 when lies were used to launch a genocidal war against the people of Iraq. These goddamn devils, man. I don't give a fuck about no Iraqis, but the fact of the matter, you murdering innocent people ain't innocent, No man dies innocently. But at the same time, these motherfuckers ain't fucking with you. He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. This is why death to America, man. This is why these motherfuckers got to die. You think you can do all this killing, murdering, and genociding the whole fucking planet? The Native American Indians, all right? The goddamn so-called Latino tribes, all right? The so-called Negro tribes, all right? Then after that, the rest of the fucking planet right now. You over in the Middle East right now doing this shit. You think you can go kill the whole fucking planet and get away with this shit? These goddamn the pride of thy heart has deceived thee for real, man. You motherfuckers is dumb. It says, the experts noted that not only was the Iraqi regime overthrown due to U.S. military involvement, all right? First of all, they lied about this shit. Second of all, if you go back and read the actual articles, the Iraqi military stood down. And then they sit here like, we took over Fallujah in, 2 or 3 weeks? You motherfuckers, you small group of Marines did not overtake Fallujah in a couple weeks. There was no military for you to fight there, you goddamn bastards. You bastards went in and told them, look, no missile defense systems, y'all can't use that shit. No military. You gave the military a heads up to disband, to stand down, and then you went over there and you bombed the civilian population by night, and then in the daytime you just went door by door and basically just taking all their shit. That's what happened. That's why you had no real casualties over there, man. It says, the experts noted that not only was the Iraqi regime overthrown due to the U.S. military involvement, but the whole country was destroyed. All right? You motherfuckers talking about Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, and you was fearing that he was going to use it. But what the fuck happened? You Americans, you went over there and destroyed all of Iraq. Fuck with this guy. This guy ain't killed no goddamn body. He had shit to do with 9/11. But you go over there and destroy his whole fucking country, and their whole livelihood is fucked up. The whole Middle East has been uprooted, destroyed with the Arab Springs and all this bullshit. And you motherfuckers, everybody's a threat. But they're a threat. They're going to kill. They're going to do. Fuck what they going to do and what they saying they're going to do. What are your actual actions? All right? Just like these bitch-ass niggas in the hood. Oh, bro, I knocked your ass out. I ain't worried about these motherfuckers talking all this big-ass shit. Man, you worried about that quiet motherfucker that's over there just sizing your ass up. That's the nigga that's about to strike on your ass. Not this nigga talking all this big shit. That's his first line of defenses. Maybe he's going to puff himself up. Hopefully that you'll be afraid of that shit and walk the fuck off. All right? A real motherfucker's like, look, man, if it's already coming down the battle, we're going to just go ahead and brace for this goddamn impact. And we're going to just strike on this motherfucker. We wait on the right move for when this motherfucker shifts his weight, and we're going to just strike at this nigga. Them the motherfuckers you need to be worried about. See, that's America. America's the quiet motherfucker. They not over here doing all this extra shit. You know, they say, oh, these people going to blow up, all these people, blah, 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 blah. You know, claiming that these other countries is the ones that's talking all this big shit, you know. But America being a little quiet one, they the ones over here is actually striking. Not the motherfuckers that you claiming is bragging and boasting with these weapons of mass destruction and nuclear missiles and shit. They're not the ones, they're not a threat, man. You know, same with North Korea. Yeah, we testing these. Yeah, they doing that for their defenses. As long as they keep saying that shit, y'all will think twice about just going over there trying to nuke their ass, because you be like, oh, these crazy motherfuckers might actually push the button. That's stopping them from getting invaded, all right? It says, man, it says Washington wants a lot more from Tehran than concessions regarding the nuclear deal, which Iranian authorities are unable to provide due to the strong dissatisfaction with the agreement at home. I don't think Iran is capable of making further concessions. They said they've never planned to develop nuclear weapons, and is in compliance with the deal has been confirmed by the IAEA on numerous occasions. So the group that's in charge of going over there and inspecting this shit is saying, look, these niggas ain't got, like, nuclear weapons capability. They don't have none of this shit going on. Well, they're not refining none of this shit, you know. They don't have the technology to produce none of this shit. I don't know what you motherfuckers are talking about, all right? And if anything, Russia is the one selling them the arms. Like the scriptures say, they're going to be a garden to them, all right? So Russia's selling them arms, not necessarily they developing this technology, all right? And plus, Russia got to get rid of all their old stockpile because they got new shit. That's why they're giving out all their weapons to everybody else. They got new shit. That's why you see Syria getting the S-300, because Russia, the S-400 is old, which they ain't even got them shits rolled out everywhere. They got an S-500 they working on, but they got to get rid of all the surplus of the old S-300s. And the shit that Syria was knocking those missiles down was some old primitive shit, some like S-15s, S-200s and shit like that. So this is why Russia's giving out all their old capabilities and shit, the old missiles that they had in World War II and shit like that. They're getting rid of all those old nuclear missiles and shit like that, man. What the U.S. wants from Iran is to abandon its independence. The bottom line, they don't want any independent, strong nation in the world. Goddamn pop-ups. They don't want any independent, strong nation in the world, especially in the Middle East. Why don't they want that? Because these motherfuckers want to sit on top supreme over everybody else and tell them what the fuck to do. They don't want nobody to be a threat unto them. That's national security. All right? Not that somebody going to come over here and harm the homeland or whatever they call it. The fact that they want to protect the fact that they on top and can't nobody else surpass them. All right? Nobody can be independent. Just like how the Israelites under captivity unto them, we got to go to them for the one of all things. That's how Esau wanted on everybody else. He didn't got used to us going to him for every damn thing. He wanted everybody else in subjection too. All right? He wanted the birthright. He wanted to be on how it's going to be when we rule. When we rule, we're going to be the sole superpower on the planet Earth. Everybody else going to be inferior to us. But Esau trying to create this right now. All right? It says, they don't want an independent, strong nation in the world, especially in the Middle East. And regardless of what we think of its political system, Iran has chosen the path of independence from the U.S. They don't want to be a lackey in the U.S. policy in the region, and the U.S. is telling them, we'll punish you for this. The experts explain. Yeah, so if you don't want to worship the beast, you're going to get put to death. All right? Just like we was reading, like I said, I put out this out in those videos I'm going to upload, from yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and cut this here video off, and I'm going to come back with another one. Shalom, Yasharallah.